Good morning. Welcome back into Wake Up America. So over the past month, and you might have noticed this, but COVID cases have started to rise again following a pattern that we've seen over the last 3 years. The CDC is now warning that there is a new highly mutated variant. It's called BA 2.86, and it is apparently spreading worldwide.
Yeah, for more on what this means, let's bring in internist with Custom Care Medical, Dr. Frank Contessessa. Dr. Frank, I was telling Rob I was in Boston over the weekend. I saw a lot more people wearing masks. What's going on here? Should we be concerned?
Well, good morning, Rob and Allison. Yeah, and the drums are starting to beat again. You're starting to see headlines that the hospitalizations, you see the headlines, the hospitalizations have surged. They were up 14% over the last week or two, which still falls far below the levels that we saw during the heart of the pandemic and even just a year ago. So, yeah, we are seeing a little bit of a rise, and I've even seen some additional cases in the office. But by and large, they've been really mild. And when I say mild, some people are still very sick. I don't want people to think that if you get one of the newer strains of COVID and, Dr. Frank is saying, hey, these are really mild, you might still feel pretty lousy for a few days. But people, by and large, are not going to the hospital. They're not having severe outcomes. So, yeah, you might be sick for a few days, but even these newer strains, and they'll say, yes, they are mutated, they do spread rapidly and they do spread easily, but they tend to cause relatively mild disease. Yeah, you're sick for 3, 4, 5 days a week, and then you get better. So I don't think we need to panic. I don't think we really need to go down the road of masking and lockdowns and that whole rigmarole.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Doc, that's what the CDC is recommending. Yeah. They're recommending that people wear masks again, and we followed this pattern. I just don't know how long we're going to continue to do this. Every fall, we get into the fall, and all of a sudden, oh, COVID's back. One of my friends, we were with another couple last weekend, and we were with them like the entire weekend, and they got COVID, and they called us, and they were like, hey, we just want to make you aware. We were like, we don't really care.
Yeah.
It's fine. And guess what? We didn't get it. Former FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb was on yesterday talking about these new boosters that are available, that are out there to tackle this exact variant. Take a listen.
This does look like it's going to be a flu-like paradigm where there's going to be new variants that emerge each year. Hopefully we'll guess right in terms of how we formulate the vaccines, but you're going to need updated protection like you do from flu to try to match the vaccine against the variants that's circulating.
All right, hot take for you. I'm not getting boosted. Is there a percentage of the population that you would suggest get boosted? Because don't forget, there are people out there that have had like 5, 6, 7 shots at this point.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you where I stand on this right now. And you can make the argument that the higher risk people might consider this. But here's the thing, as they talk about a flu paradigm and hopefully we guess right, well, they're not very good at guessing right on the flu shot. Right. The average year, you might see it 20% effective. If they really do a good job, it might be 60% effective. But the flu vaccine has been around for 50 or 60 years, and I feel much more comfortable with that. We are really going to be dealing with a constant stream of boosters. And I think I've made this argument before, where the reason that we don't have a vaccine for the common cold, we've been trying for 100 and something years, is because they mutate so quickly and you can't keep up with it. That's what's going to happen with COVID. Coronaviruses in general mutate very quickly. So it's impossible to stay ahead of it. By the time you get a booster into somebody's arms, we're going to be a strain or two past that already. And another thing is that the immunity conferred by mRNA vaccines, we are finding, is relatively short-lived. So you get your booster within, a month, 4 to 6 weeks, you start to see waning of that already. And most people have had COVID several times. So even though these are mutated forms, we still have some degree of innate immunity because almost everybody's had it.
I saw the guy that I was with last weekend, so I saw him again this weekend, right? I wasn't with him. We were together as couples. It wasn't like he and I ran away together for the weekend. But he looked great. He lost weight, actually. He lost like 3, 4 pounds, just a little.
It's a cold.
Yeah.
The COVID diet.
All right.
Yep.
Dr. Frank Contessessa, thank you so much.
Good to see you, Dr. Frank. Thank you.
Thank you both.
All right, coming up.